Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache with the American School of Hypnosis. I'd like to welcome you all here to our live Jibber-Jabber chat. I apologize for the initial commercial. It looks like the sound went away halfway through it, but we have sound now. So welcome everyone. Noor Mastani is here. Hello. I see we get quite a few other people watching, so if you go ahead and in that little chat box over there, I believe, go ahead and tell us who you are, where you're from. And the purpose of today is just to jibber-jabber, just to talk, just to chat. Any questions you have about hypnosis, self-help, the mind, or just want to talk about stuff within reason, go ahead and put it in the comments. So first, let's find out who the furthest one from here is. Of course, Raluca is right here in Biddeford, Maine, about 30 feet away from me. So far she wins because no one else has told me where they're from. So tell me who you are and where you're from, and let's see who the furthest one away is. And Raluca just came on and said the sound is great, so everyone's hearing me. And let's get started. Unfortunately, there's a delay when you do live video. So from when I talk to when you actually respond, and I see it back here, is sometimes it's like 30 seconds. So go ahead and type as fast as you can. I'm so-and-so from here. And hopefully we won't stall so much. If you take too long, I'll have to start singing and doing silly human tricks, you know. We don't want to do that too much. So while you're doing that, yeah, we were just going to chat about things, talk about what's going on. I've got a couple of my favorite books, business books that I was going to talk a little bit about. And if you have some favorite books, I'd love to hear about those too. Talk a little bit about business. It's been trying times for a lot of people. I just had one of my instructors from Russia telling me some of the difficulties they're having over there. Yes, folks, they're having the same problems as we are here. And so, like I said, it's kind of happening everywhere. And we've been speaking a lot with our students and our graduates about how to make this situation an opportunity. And how do you do that? By going online. Going online that's where everything is right now, especially when we can't really leave the house, we can't go anywhere. And we have Tom River, New Jersey here, not Florida, New Jersey. So that's the furthest one so far. So going online is where it's at, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on probably. Let's see. Idrogan is hello. How many self-hypnosis tapes are there in the world? 432. There we go. Welcome. And let's see. Well, I'm sure we have more people. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and time for my Dunkin' Donuts break. Today's kind of a lazy day for us, actually a lazy day. I'm doing a live webinar. After that, we're sending out a newsletter and doing a couple other things. But for the rest of the day, I'm going to relax because we are starting our virtual live hypnosis training, online certification training tomorrow morning. So yes, folks, there's still time to sign up for our 6-day live certification class, and it'll be right here online. We start tomorrow morning at actually 8:30 to register and 9 a.m. And the Drogan's Turkish. Hey, from Turkey, if that's where you're at right now. He could be Turkish from the city right next door here in the United States. Who knows? So welcome. So anyways, we start tomorrow morning. So I'm relaxing. It's going to be a relaxing day this afternoon. I'm going to work on my plants. In fact, while we're waiting for some more people to come in, I'm going to show you a couple of my babies. This one here is a purple boot. Isn't that pretty? That is one of the probably 5 hottest peppers in the world. And the hottest pepper in the world, hot pepper, is this, the Carolina Reaper. Ooh, it's just getting so big. I can see why I'm going to work on them this afternoon. Beautiful plant, but it needs to be transplanted to something bigger. The rate peppers by Scoville units, how hot they are in Scoville units, figuring a jalapeno is about 8,000 Scoville units. That bad boy I just showed you is about 2 million. And you know, there's even one, that's the hottest wine, by the way, registered with the Guinness Book of Records. And here's the newest one they got coming out that is even, he's small, he's little. Had a hard time getting seeds. First year I was able to. This is called the Dragon Breath. So you are looking at the new, once it's registered, hottest pepper in the world. It's about 2.3 million Scovilles. It's hotter than military grade tear gas. They say if I sell it, I should put a little sign on it saying this can cause anaphylactic shock. So you want to be careful. Very, very hot. But that's kind of my hobby. I have on the other side, I've been growing those bigger peppers. I've got probably 10 of the hottest peppers in the world that I grow. I make spices with them. I make all kinds of fun stuff with them. And just for people I know, because I don't want to cause other people to go into shock. Let's see, we have Mike Kiesler from Northern Indiana. Welcome, Mike. Good to see you here. And so if any of you have questions about hypnosis, if you want to talk about some successes or positive things that happened in your practice, ways that you've helped people, we'd love to hear it. And like I said, we're just chatting, having a good time. I see we've got a few people, still a lot of people who are afraid to come online and say, I'm so-and-so from here. Come on now. We've got New Jersey, Turkey, Indiana, and did I miss anything? Those are the only ones that told us where they're from yet. And I wanted to talk a little bit of a couple of my favorite books. I guess I'll start talking about that. And if you have some favorite books, let us know what they are and why. And I'm talking about more like business books, books that can help other people. Okay. So, and remember, this is a G-rated show. Okay. So one of my favorite, I've mentioned this before. You've probably seen this before. It is called Cashvertising by Drew Eric Whitman. For those of you that do any kind of marketing, if you need to build your business, I've tried a lot of different things. I was in marketing way before I was even in hypnosis, and I've been in this business for, 25 years or so. But this is a little off the wall, but it has some of the best ideas, and you'll see if you go through it that I use a lot of these ideas in our business. Matter of fact, I even got a picture of the guy. That's one of his ideas about if you wear there we go, can you see that? In his case, a white lab coat. People look at you as a doctor. He's a doctor of marketing, okay? So anyways, that's a great book to look at. A lot of great ideas in there. I'm not going to really get into them, but two of my favorite things in here is talking about, one of them are the 10, what do they call it? The 10 primary motivators of human beings when it comes to sales. What are the 10 primary? And then it has a bunch of secondary, I think like 8 secondary. So just that alone makes the book worth it, because when you look through what these motivators are, let's see if I can find a few of them. I said I wasn't going to go through the book, but hey, if it helps people, why not? Why not? I should have them all. There we go. Here's actually, I think it was the other way around. The 8 primary and then the 9 secondary. So I said 10 and 8. I was wrong. I have just as many, but the wrong numbers. How's that? So here are the 8 primary motivators of humans. Number 1, anything having to do with survival, enjoyment of life, or life extension. Those are like major motivators for people. So if you have a product or a session that talks about life extension, there you go. Enjoyment of food and beverage. Actually, that's one of the primary motivators. And of course, there's a lot of commercials. Think about all the commercials that are out there that are successful in businesses. Freedom from fear, pain, and danger. Right now, a lot of fear going on in the world, and a lot of pain, and a lot of danger. So what can you do to help with those things? And see, that's what really helps you to be able to go well in business. If you could answer some of the primary motivators, people are going to be a lot more interested in what you have. Freedom from fear, pain, and danger. Number 4, sexual companionship. Well, we can't help with that. But 5, comfortable living conditions. So people want to live better. They want to feel comfortable, be happy. Number 6, to be superior. They want to win. Keeping up with the Joneses, okay? Everyone else is doing it. Why not you? Call now. How many times have you seen that? Do it while because all your friends are doing it. Get on board. Do it while you so can. We're taking it away from you. Everybody's there. You're not. No one wants to be isolated. You see that in schools especially. I mean, look at Facebook, okay? Friends, family. They built their whole business on that. Look how big they are. Keeping up with the Joneses. Number 7, protection of loved ones. Okay, so protection. All the security devices and everything that's out there, you see why they do well. And 8, social approval. Oh boy, they slipped that one in there. Social approval. Think about that. Facebook and YouTube and all of the different things. So you can see how important that is. Isn't that interesting? So those, they call them the life force 8, or the primary. What are the secondary ones? I think I got them. So those are primary. Those kind of come with us almost from birth. And the secondary, they call them the human. These are the learned one, the 9 learned secondary human wants. Number 1 is to be informed. Number 2 is curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. We want to keep on top of things. And, keep on top of things. And that's a big problem we have right now, is people want to keep on top of things. And they go look at the news, and the news gives them all this slanted stuff towards negative and fear, and that causes the primary thing of, fear and danger. And, we say, well, why does the news have to make things worse than it is? Why do they have to? Well, if they made it sound really good, no one's really going to look at it, are they? If somebody comes on and tells a story of an old lady that that baked a beautiful cookie and look how pretty it is, people are going to change the channel. And then they see buildings falling down and fire, and they tune into that, okay? So sensationalism sells. Fear, all those things sell. So people want to be informed. That's what they turn into. So when you look at things, realize that it's that way because it needs to be. It's funny, I was watching this one newscast of this guy that was talking about a flood, and he's standing at the water up to his waist deep and showing people in canoes and all that. And they had the camera wrong, because just to the right of him, you could see some kids skateboarding on the sidewalk, okay? They had the camera take the picture just so it showed deep water in one area, but they want to make it look like everything's flooded. You see what I mean? If they show the part where the kids are skating, that's not really bad flooding. Let's see what else we have. Cleanliness of body and surroundings. Right now they're talking a lot about that. Cleanliness, washing your hands. 4, efficiency. Everyone wants efficiency, so you want the best doodad, doojiggy, whatever, this thing here, and wash your hands and build your house and everything all at the same time. Let's see, and if anybody has, let's say, botany products or had anything to do with these kind of things, let me know. I want to see who's on board with this. Number 9, dependability, quality. We all want the best mousetrap, right? 7, expression of beauty and style. Wow, the beauty community is one of the biggest things in the world, cosmetics and all that. People want to express themselves. 8, economy, profit. And 9, bargains. Everyone wants a bargain. Look, deal. Get it now. Hurry while you still can. Early bird special. Oops, I use that a lot. Let's see. Drogen, we know the subconscious mind is not real, but why is that? Is it, if it is real? Well, of course it is real. It's your mind. If you didn't have a subconscious mind, you would have no way to have your thoughts, to communicate, to get thoughts from anywhere else except for your mind, and we wouldn't be here right now with the progress that we have. So yes, the subconscious mind is real. It's part of the mind itself, conscious, subconscious. But yes, it is real. Go ahead and download our book. Go to my website, download the book. It'll teach you all about it. Okay, so that's cash advertising and question answering. If you have any other questions, go ahead and let me know. Especially, let me know how what you thought of what I just read in this book, some of the primary and secondary motivators of humans. If you use any of them in your sales, if you run across it, if you've bought something because of one of them, buy now. There's only 2 left. And do it now. Everyone is. Hurry. Just use that on you. Da-da-da. Okay. Let's see who is still here. Walt, you still here? Is Marie with you? Walt, what's your favorite book? I know he's watching. And Mike, let's see. Now this is, I guess you could say, one of my favorite books. I don't know if it's my second or first, or this is a wonderful book. This book has a lot to do with what made our business successful. About probably, I think we saw this about over 20 years ago. I went through the bookstore and saw this book, and Raluca was reminding me this morning of what attracted me to this book, and it was kind of funny. But the name of the book is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. And who's T. Harv Eker? There he is right there, a young man, handsome young man, very smart, get some great ideas. But this book has done more to change the face of our business and to help us to be successful throughout the years than probably any other book. And believe me, I've got a whole library of marketing books and self-help books, and out of all my books, probably the number one. I got several shelves just on marketing books. But this guy here was awesome. And one of the first things that caught me, because we used to spend, when Raluca and I used to go out shopping when we were able to, one of our favorite things to do would be, we would go someplace, let's say to the Burlington Mall, for instance, in New Hampshire, and she would go shopping in the mall, and I'd go across the street to Borders or Bookland, and I would spend the day looking at books. Raluca, you just showed me where that was. Oh, here it is. I just found it. So anyways, I'd go and I'd look at books, and we'd meet in the afternoon for lunch, and I'd have all these books that I bought, and she'd have all kinds of other stuff. But anyways, I opened this book, and, oops, here it is. The first sentence I saw was, in the acknowledgments, it said, "Who the heck is T. Harv Eker, and why should I read this book?" I read that and I go, exactly. That's exactly what I think when I look through a book. Who's this guy and why should I read it? And it was pretty interesting. He went on to say, I've been learning this thing for many years. I've been studying them and teaching them, but don't take my word for it. Read it, learn from it, and see for yourself. Try it. And we tried a lot of his ideas, and it turned our business around completely. And that's exactly what we try to do with our hypnosis business. People say, who the heck is Rene Bastarache? Well, they don't say it to me, but probably to themselves. And why should we take his course? And that's why we give away our 440-page hypnosis manual for free. People download it, and I tell people, don't take my word for it. I know we have the most advanced training in the world. I know we have a great course that'll help you to get into business. But how can I prove that? Read the book. There we go. Read the book. Try it. See it for yourself. Compare with others. And that's exactly what we do. And I get to say, thank you, Harv. Or thank you, Harv, because that's where we got the idea of that. And it's true. And that's why we don't just give away a business card or a brochure. We give away the whole book because we want people to see. But what they don't know is, yeah, you can learn hypnosis from the book, but we teach an awful lot more than that in classes. Let's see, Walt, he says, Marie's not here right now. I'm a fiction fan and fiction writer. Okay. Cool. I like nonfiction. Don't like to read about life. I see enough of it. But great. We'll probably, Walt's going to be in our class tomorrow that we start tomorrow morning, so we'll probably get to hear a lot more about his fiction writing. And So anyways, one of the neatest things I like about Harv when you go in his book is he has a lot of comparisons of what makes someone successful and what makes people not successful. For instance, here's his wealth file number 6. Okay, I just kind of just flip through the book and open it. Rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people resist or resent rich and successful people. See the difference? Rich people admire other rich people and successful people, and they learn from them and they grow from them. Poor people are going, he has all the money. Why does he have all the money? Because poor people, or most people who are unsuccessful, I should say, are victims. And victims, the whole idea of victims is to complain, justify, and explain instead of taking responsibility. They say, he has it all. They have it all. Why can't I? Why can't they? Can. Anybody has the same opportunity as anybody else, but you got to get off your butt and get to work. Okay. A lot of people will say, well, can I be? I just heard somebody just a couple of days ago on the phone. Can I be successful in this business? If I do this, if I do that, my country has these rules and that rules. Will your business work for me? And my response is, if you work, it will work. If you just, it's like anything. You take any course or learn any trade and just sit there and do nothing. It's not like Field of Dreams where they say, if you build it, they will come. Okay, if you build it and you advertise and you attract people, then they come. So you're number 1, a marketer. Number 2, a hypnotherapist. So you got to get the people to your door. They're not going to come just because you're smart. There's a lot of smart people who are unemployed. So yeah, if you work hard, people say, can you make money? Well, we've been making a very good living for over 25 years. I don't work anywhere else. Raluca doesn't work anywhere else. We both do the business. We've had some wonderful years and we've had some so-so years. It's like anyone else. But if it wasn't great, I wouldn't have stuck with it for so long. But we work at it. We work hard at it. We work at it every day. Yes, I go fishing and I spend a lot of time goofing off and playing with my plants. But I'm always thinking, okay? Always marketing, always speaking to people. And I just froze for a second. And so that's what it takes. If you're willing to work hard, you can make a great income. If you're not willing to work hard, you might as well go to McDonald's, okay? Over there, you don't have to, well, I guess they do work hard. But they have big crews, so if they all work a little bit, they still get it done. So who else is here? We still got quite a few people. Who else is here? Come on, folks, let's see some input. Everyone's so intent in what I'm saying that they're not talking. This is Jibber-Jabber. So right now, you're only getting Jibber. I need you folks to get the Jabber, okay? That's the whole idea of Jibber-Jabber. Let's see, those are the only 2 books. While you're coming up with a question or a comment, go ahead. You better have one. I'm going to read one more of these tips from Harv Eker. I'm going to find a good one. And when I come back, if there's no comments, I guess we'll just call it a day. How's that? Oh, that one's okay, but it's not my favorite one. Let's see. Ooh, I like this one. Wealth file number 4. Rich people or wealthy people, you could change rich with wealthy or successful, whatever you want. So rich people think big. Poor people think small. How many times have you said, can I have this or that? Should I get this one or get that one? Oh, I can afford this one. Okay, and that's the sound of a unsuccessful person. A successful person says, why not have both? You can have your cake and eat it too. So poor person says, I'll have this one or that one. A rich person says, I'll take both. They think big. They see beyond it, How many, can I make a sale today? Instead of a sale today, how many sales can I make this year? You need to think a little bit bigger. And there's another one here that I always liked is that rich people are bigger than their problems. And one of my favorite things from Harv, if you've ever seen him live, This book that we bought, and it gives a ticket in the back to go to one of his live webinars. But we've seen him online, and one of the things that he keeps on talking about, how you have to be bigger than your problems, and he always looks at his problems as small things, and he looks at them and goes, mini me, like that. So and think of that. If you have a problem, just use your imagination and imagine yourself growing bigger. Actually, I have a hypnosis session that is similar to this. If there's something bothering you, it's actually a part of NLP. Close your eyes and think of the thing that's bothering you. Let's say it's your boss yelling at you, and you know you got to go in the meeting and he's going to yell at you. Think of him being very little. Imagine him, close your eyes and imagine him or her shrinking and you growing. Matter of fact, shrinking so much that when you look down, he looks about that big. And you're so big that your head's just about touching the clouds, and you look down at him. And you realize how mini the problem is. It helps you to put it in perspective. When you're that big and they're that small, it's really not a problem. You know, it's kind of like I love watching these videos of the space shuttle taking off, or sometimes you'll see like a Google video there on YouTube with a Google Earth where they're showing the picture of, let's say, a building, and then it zooms out and the building's further and further. Then you see the neighborhood and you see the city as this camera's going out, almost like a drone going up in the air. And then you see the state, then you see the country, then you see the whole world, and you get so far out in space with this camera going away that now the whole earth is like a little marble. And when you think of all the problems you have in life, and think of going up there and looking at the earth as that little marble, you realize things really aren't that bad. It's your little world, but when you think of the vastness, how big everything is, you go, maybe I can deal with it a little differently. Then come back down to earth and things will look completely different. So we don't have any more comments, so that's all I'm going to leave with today. We came on for Jibber-Jabber, and I did a little gibbering and jabbering and showed you my favorite books and my hobby, my favorite plants. And with that, I'm going to wish you all well and remind you that tomorrow our live training starts at 9 a.m. You can go to the link below this video to find out more about it. And also below the video, you can go to our online store to see our home study courses. While you're stuck at home right now, there's a lot of different courses that we have that you can learn and become certified and expand your knowledge right now, taking advantage of this opportunity of being home. And Mike says, I've tried to break into the hypnotic journeys market at assisted living centers, and everyone is pushing the credentials things. It can be very lucrative, but it's hard to get it started. Any ideas? Yeah, they push the credential things, but the funny thing is, Mike, there really are no credentials for hypnosis other than certification. There's no such thing as a hypnosis degree. It's a certification course. So it's funny how they want credentials. What kind of credentials do they want? They want credentials of education, like you need to be a doctor or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but it doesn't make you any better at hypnosis because they're all taking the same courses. When I teach my course, it's a basic and advanced course. Doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists take it, as well as high school students. So they need to understand that it's not like mental health, or it's not this big, college grad type thing. So one thing is, let them know that it's a certification course. You're just as well trained as anyone else. And like I said, you're doing hypnotic journeys that has nothing to do with mental health. Or maybe change the name of what you're doing. I found this to work in a lot of areas. When you say hypnotic journeys, they go, that's all, you need to have a mental health degree. But if you say guided imagery, imagination training, those kind of things, they're the exact same thing. It's just a way of getting around doing it. I mean, there's some states, as soon as you say you're doing a hypnosis session, they want all this regulation and this and that. But when you say I'm doing guided imagery, okay. You see what I mean? So try to do the same thing, but repackage it with other titles, and you might see that work completely differently, Mike. So with that, thanks a lot. Go ahead to the link below and look at the links that we have. And if you don't Want to click on a link, go even more below and leave us a comment. I like to hear comments from people. I know you comment here, but we like to have comments below the video as well. Tell people, hey, come see this guy. He's better than buttered bread. And with that, you all have a great week. Stay safe. And for those that are coming to my training tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow morning. So get some rest. Get to bed right now so you're all rested. Thanks a lot. You have a great day now. Bye-bye.